And I think this is the biggest thing, like to be a difference engineer, it's not just about saying, it's about doing it. And like
it's about changing PayPal's policies.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
I see that you have some questions for me.
Yes. I'm going to start off with what makes the difference engine unique.
We have an ethos at ASU that says, like, try something different. And if you fail, it's still a success because you've learned something from it. And it's a really important skill that students need to learn nowadays. The other thing that makes us different is we're actually, a lot of times in the real world and at school, a lot of what we do is like talking. We talk about things or we write about things. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes you want to just do something, right? Like that's what people are frustrated about. So what we do is we say, all right, if a community is experiencing some kind of structural inequality, can we build a real solution to that problem? Can we build a product? One of the products we're building that you've worked with us on from the very beginning is the Women's Power and Influence Index, right? Which is essentially a tech software product that ranks the power of women at the workplace. It's a tool. You can do something with it. You can leverage it. It gives you insights. So it's more than just talking about things.
Like you were saying, there's so much talk in our society and so many opportunities where you feel like you are going to be able to make a difference in something and you just hit a lot of walls and you realize that it's not what you thought it was going to be, and that's not what I've had. My experience here at the Difference Engine hasn't been that at all. We've all had the opportunity to actually be heard and have those changes and those ideas implemented. When I went into college, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to make a change in society and help underrepresented groups, achieve equity and parity within. I actually didn't even know it was the workplace, but I think that's what I've grown to appreciate about the work we're doing here at the Difference Engine.
That's what we needs to start happening in the country if things are going to improve, right? Is like we need to be able to build solutions instead of talking about all the problems that communities have again and again. Talking is easy, right? What is it? Talk is cheap.
Yeah.
But doing stuff like building a product, building a service is tough to do. It's really tough. It's risky.
And I think too, it's what makes me proud to be an ASU alum is that I know a lot of my friends that went to other universities, like they don't have the same experience.
Yeah.
They just were so focused those 4 years really learning so much,
Yeah.
and now they're like entering the workforce and it's really hard for them to navigate it. And I've actually been able to get some real world experience and actually build something and learn and grow and step into leadership positions.
And learning in one modality.
Yep.
Right? You're learning in different modalities.
Right.
You're learning by doing, you're learning by reading, you're learning by writing, you're doing it all.
I think right now the biggest impact we're making is on women because we're surveying students, employees. We have actually had an impact on them because we're taking their perspectives into what we're building. And I think future focus looking, the impact that we're going to have is just going to expand this feedback that we've gotten from these women. And I think we're going to actually see tangible results.
And we've had one company at least, right, even change their policies after talking to you and the rest of the student team.
Yep. Yeah, so I think the future is company culture shifting.
Yeah, and because that's what the whole thing with the index is, that public rankings ignite behavior change.
Yep.
Right, and so as we're sharing these rankings with these companies, many of them are starting to be like, maybe we should make our policies transparent, or maybe we should think about maternity leave.
Yep, and I think we're going to see that tenfold in even a year.
Yeah,
I honestly
really
believe
excited.
that. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to switch out.
All right.
Thank you, boss.
Why'd you start working with us? I mean, you've been with us for 2 years at the Difference Engine.
I've always had a passion just for doing what I can with helping minority groups, but specifically women. I was raised by just my mom and my grandma, so 2 immigrant women, different generations, right?
Yeah.
And so I've always kind of I've witnessed firsthand the struggles from both being an immigrant and being a woman here can be tough. And so I've always wanted to give back and help any way that I can, even though it doesn't directly tie in at first glance with my major and career plans. It's still something that I want to try and continue even in the workplace.
And I know the team, I mean, I think for right now you and I are the only men I believe on the team. And I think it's important, right? I think our team appreciates the fact that we're involved because even though it's a women's issue, gender equality is not limited to women or men.
I think the Difference Engine, it's such a unique opportunity where students, we're told we can make an impact a lot, but this is something where you can actually, like, you feel the impact, you're putting in the work to find like a group of like-minded people that are really passionate about the same thing. I don't think that's something I've ever seen anywhere else. What is a difference engineer, and what does it mean to you to be a difference engineer?
A difference engineer is anybody, ASU student, ASU faculty, ASU staff, funder, donor, supporter, board member, anybody who works with us to build, who's bought into our vision, which is that we want to build real solutions for communities experiencing structural inequality. And then the second part of your question was?
What does it mean to you to be a difference engineer?
I will let you answer that question.
I think it ties kind of back into what I was saying earlier, in that it means so much to me to be able to say that I've actually made a difference. I think it's one thing to say, like, you make a difference in the community. I think it's another thing, and I think this is the biggest thing, like, to be a difference engineer, it's not just about saying, it's about doing it. And like that's been
about changing PayPal's policies.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
And at the Difference Engine, we're doers, right?
Yep.
And so the reason we're here is because ASU is the best environment to get stuff done, right? And to learn and then implement that knowledge. You can do all of that. In most colleges and universities, you just do the first part. You learn, and then they're like, go implement it once you get out of college.
Yeah, exactly.
But over here, you do both.
My mindset has grown where I feel empowered to do more. I feel like I am someone who is like capable of making a change in the world. And again, not just saying it, like doing it and like being empowered to do so.
Yeah, very well said.
Thank you.
Thank you for making the time to work with us. Thank you for everything you've contributed. I'm going to miss you. I know our team's going to miss you. And I'm looking forward to seeing a Difference Engine Intel.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.